I will dock. Yes, we all agree, gentlemen, that we love the dock roast. Thank goodness, or Tom would have to make 2 different cups of coffee. He would have to buy twice as much beans to make this happen. Is we have medium to dock now. Everyone in the room, do they all agree? Yeah, that's right. Uh, as I was saying, I myself is maybe prefer medium. I don't like too bold. What you did about? They would run up and down the highways in an area. So this particular man.
Alrighty, top of the morning, about almost 9 o'clock. Gotta go. Uh, um, I'm gonna get to your messages. There's a lot, but it's better than listening to the news. Am I right? So, ain't nothing wrong with that. Good Lord. What time it is? It is 8:40. God, it's already almost beer o'clock. I still have a light beer left. I hate light beer. Don't drink it unless you have to. I'm clearing out their inventory. The only things left are expensive beers and light beer, and I kind of switch back and forth. Anyways, let's get on to those messages. All right. Well, listen to the first one. That was real good. There was some funny stuff in there about people taking over the mic and let's see. Oh yeah, that was a good story. I was riveted. You know, the thing about a good story that I think is, as you're listening, you're trying to predict what is going to happen or what you think is going to happen. Now, I predicted early on that it was a phantom, a ghost, um, and the story ends up being something like that. But what's also fun about a story like this is when you put in the details. Put in stuff like, oh, by the way, you always put your thumb on the vehicle. Didn't know that. Fascinating. You did it as a tow truck driver, and police do it, and it makes perfect sense. So now I'm going to start putting my thumb on every vehicle that I come nearby. Oh, man. I'd like to put my thumb on a clitoris right now. God dang it, behave. I think it's the holidays. There's vibrations in the air that make you horny because everybody's tense, but also everybody's visiting everybody, and there's all this, you know that people having affairs are doing their thing. You know that people are fucking. Some people are fighting. I have to fight. Fight. I don't fight my wife. She'll kick my ass. However, Sly talks. Um, but yeah, I love stories like that. I listen to Mr. Ballin. He is such a good storyteller, though, that I will regularly go to sleep through half of one of his stories. I don't even get to the end, and it's always the strange, dark, and mysterious. So it'll be stories like what you've just told, which was good. You did a good job. I liked it. It'll be medical stories because the one thing you can't escape is your own body, and it'll be murder stories, true crime type stuff, which are my least favorite, and yet I still can't get enough. Um, yeah, I'm glad you found that. I'm glad you told it to me. That reminds me, I've been meaning to practice telling a story. And I think I'm going to give it a try. I'm on my phone, so I can talk up to 9 minutes. You're like, oh, God, here we go. Well, what can I say? I will regale you with a story, and I'll try to keep it short. It's a Mr. Ballin story, and I don't really remember stories too good. But this one just struck a nerve. Well, they all do. I just happen to remember this one. So we're going to commence doing that in just a sec. I got to have more beer here. Excuse me while I... Remember in Blazing Saddles? Excuse me while I whip this out. And the crowd, he's a black dude, and the crowd is all, oh, and then he takes out a pen. Fucking Mel Brooks, man. He made some of the greatest movies ever. Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein! Good stuff, good stuff. The producers, Spaceballs. And you remember quotes from him like, oh, yeah, boss. The dog, played by John Candy. I'm a Mog. I'm my own best friend. And then they kidnap the Princess Leia character, and she's in the bathroom or something, and she's singing all sad because she's in basically prison, kind of. And they hear this sound, they hear the singing, and Mr. Candy goes back, the Mog. I don't know what his. Oh, that was another thing. He goes, his boss was that guy, that actor. He's a good actor. Forget that Bill something. Um, Bill says, we're on course for 22 parsecs or something like that. And the Mog, John Candy, his ears go up, and he goes, boss, you're right. And you're always right. It's fucking... So anyways, they hear this music. This isn't my story. I guess that's going to be a different voicemail. They hear this singing, and you hear her singing an old Negro hymn. And it goes, nobody knows the trouble I feel. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the trouble I seen. And John Candy looks up and he goes, she's a bass. Oh, man. Oh, God, that's good shit. All right, I got to tell you my story. I'm going to start again. Well, my phone did it to me. You know how you start leaving this long voicemail? And it's real good, because all my voicemails are fascinating. Thanks, Mr. Browning. You're getting the Dawn complex where you talk about yourself. Anyways, fucking phone. I'm sitting here telling you my story. Goddamn phone. I look at it. I go, oh, okay, I'm going to break up this story. No, the phone never, it fucking turned itself off. I swear to fucking God, what the fuck is that? So now, I'm gonna keep pressing the screen to make sure this fucking thing stays on. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. That's not even words. Well, the word bitch is in there. I like bitches. I like bitches and ladies and hoes. Who knows? That's how it goes. And everybody knows. Everybody knows. The dice are loaded. Everybody knows that you done lied. Everybody knows what you look like without your birthday clothes. Something like that. And everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. He's a baritone. All right, let's get to it. Coming up next, story time. All right, 10 o'clock. We're going to see how bad or good of a storyteller I am. There was a dude. Really? You're going to start your story? Yeah, that's how it starts out. There was a dude. And he had a family and kids. He had a wife. Lovely family. They had a nice middle-class home. His wife was a school administrator, and he was a foreman for construction or something. So they'd both had their jobs for quite a while, and they were successful. And they had 2 kids. I think, like, the boy was 12 and the girl was 9, as you do. Now, it was a Friday morning, I think. And on Fridays at the end of the week, he would always make the family breakfast. So he's down there getting breakfast already. He would do French toast and eggs and fruit, which everybody liked. And everybody's rushing around. Sure, it's Friday, it's the end of the week, but you still got to get to work on time. Excuse me. Good God. And so they're in the kitchen, he's getting it ready, the wife's down, rushing the kids through things. You know, get yourselves ready for school. And let's have some of your dad's French toast and eggs and fruit. That is a healthy, wholesome meal, if I do say so myself, and I do. You know, you even got eggs in the French toast. Can't beat that. Eggs are a delicious food. I don't know if everybody knows that, but it's true. They don't taste like chicken. They taste like eggs. Mm. Pacifico Clara. This shit is $23 a 12-pack at Silent Valley Market. So, and they've been killing me on prices. So I think tomorrow I'm going to steal Don's truck and go down to our little liquor store there and get 2 days worth of beer and smokes. And it'll cost the same as going to Silent Valley. Of course, I'll have to put a little gas in the truck, say $5. But all in all, it's going to cost me $25 for everything. Whereas today at Silent Valley, I just spent $26 on a 12-pack and a rolling. You got to have the Rolling Rock. So, I was telling a story. God damn. So the family is there, and they all eat. She hurries the kids out. He's going to get ready for work. She's going to take the kids and drop them off at school on her way to her job. And he feels weird. And he had told his wife earlier, he goes, I don't want to worry you, but I feel kind of lightheaded. I think I'm going to call into work late. And she goes, yeah, do that or just call sick. Don't go to work today. Just take it easy. So she leaves, and he as she's walking out the door, she notices, he's like, I'm going to go lay on the couch and just kind of, get myself sorted. I got to figure out, do I have a bug? Is there something wrong with me? What is something wrong with me inherently? Wrong. Oh man, it's funny how when you're trying to tell a story, all these fucking songs and movie memories come into your head. So he lays down on the couch, and in their living room, well, of course, they've got a TV. And he's like, should I turn on the TV and watch TV? And he's like, no, I feel sick to my stomach. I don't want to see moving pictures. I'll just lay here. Now, in their living room is a red lamp. And it's, when I say red, it's the vase part of the lamp is red. And then it's adorned at the top. The lamp part is kind of like a creamy color with like dingleberries or lace or something like that. You know those old timey lamps. You know how they are. Classic tungsten light bulb. There's no LEDs. This is like 1985 or something. So anyways, he lays down and he's looking at the lamp as he's laying there, and he feels just so weak. Like he just is not going to make it into work. So he calls work on a landline. How did he do that? It must have been located near the couch, or else he got up and did it. Anyways, he tells them, I'm going to be late today. And they're like, wow, he's never late. He must. And they're like, well, if you want, we've got backup. You can just take the day off. You never call in sick. He goes, yeah, I might do that. Let's just, for the record, let's just say I'm calling in sick today. Okay. So he goes back and he lays down on the couch. And he's looking at this red lamp. And as he's looking at it, he's thinking about his family and stuff. And he doesn't want to let him down. He's a hard worker. His wife is a hard worker. The kids are good kids. They're getting their education, as you do. And he's like, God, I feel so guilty for calling in sick to work. But then he says, the office lady, Sherry, she had said, sir, you're a boss. You never call in sick. Just take the day off. So he was like, okay, I'm not gonna feel guilty here. He's laying there and he's looking at the lamp. And as he's looking at the lamp, it seems to grow and get bigger in his focus. And he's like, I think there's something wrong with my brain. And he's thinking, am I having a stroke? Is this an aneurysm? And he falls asleep. So I'll continue this on the next one. I can't believe it. 10:09. I can't believe how shaky my hands are. I must really have. I was telling Melissa, I said, I bought enough liquor and smoke for 5 days, and I had some left over of each. Didn't even have to buy Swishers today. Still had 2 packages. Still had a light beer and a regular beer left over. So maybe that's why I'm shaking so bad, because I didn't have the right amount of alcohol. I know. Spoken like a true addict. Wrong. Is there something wrong with me inherently? Yeah, I fucking love that song. I understand that song from cover to cover. Growing up in the church, is there something wrong with me inherently? Oh, somebody did something. What was that? Anyways, on with the story. This guy, let's call him Jim. Jim Sullivan, who knows? He wakes up and it's 2:30 in the afternoon. So he's slept there for hours. And he looks up and there's that fucking lamp, and it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger in his vision until the lamp is all that he can see. And he finds that he is completely obsessed with the lamp. But there's also a part of his brain where he's like, when my wife gets home, I might tell her that I need to go to emergency or whatever that other one is. Because there might be something wrong with my brain. This lamp, it was consuming his vision. It was all he could see at some point. All he could see was that red lamp. And he was just completely fixated. So he's still laying there. It's 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Wife and kids get home. Long day. Friday, though. So tomorrow's the weekend. And she brought takeout. So she brought home some, I think it was pizza or maybe Chinese food. Either one. You can't go wrong with either one, I love to eat with chopsticks, I'll tell you that. I love to eat other things too, but I'm not going to get to do that anytime soon. And that picture of Sherry, man, that thing, I don't like her thin lips, but I bet you I'd like the lips of her pussy. I swear to God. It's the holidays. Happy holidays. Yeah, happy fucking holidays. Santa didn't give me no pussy for Christmas. That's a song. Santa didn't give me pussy for Christmas. Wait a minute. Santa wouldn't he give dick? Well, it depends. He could have a lady friend. He says, Mr. Browning, you have been an exemplary human being this entire year. You are, in fact, what we call a good boy. Now, I'd like to loan out. She's interested. It's a lady friend of mine. Her name is, let's say Teresa. And she has a hairy pussy and it's wet. I don't know anything about that. That is confidential information. But this is Santa Claus signing out, Mr. Browning. You will get your pussy and tits and mouth and ears and butthole. What's the other thing? There's all kinds of stuff on women that's fascinating. Feet, legs, thighs, yeah. Woo! God dang. Oh, I already took care of business last night, and yet I'm still horny. I think there's something in the air. Anyways, on with our story. I know I keep interrupting myself. But you're right, boss, and you're always right. Wife and kids get home. He's laying there on the couch. She's like, babe, what's wrong? And he's like, I don't know. I think I might have to go to emergency because there's something wrong with my head. I've been lying here all day. I have no energy. And I keep looking at that fucking lamp. I can't, there's something wrong with my vision. And she goes, what lamp? And he goes, that one right there. And she's like, that's a clock. And he's like, no, it's the lamp that we have, that your grandmother gave us. She's thinking, I gotta get this guy. I'm gonna have somebody take care of the kids, and I'm gonna take him to emergency. She didn't call 911. You don't want to spend money on an ambulance. God damn. Fucking America. Anyways, so she calls up the babysitter and gets the kids on track. They just run next door because that's their babysitter. You know how it was back in the neighborhood, back in the OC, the old country, when your babysitter just lived next door. So the kids were like, "Yeah, let's go." And she usually buys us McDonald's. McDonald's is delicious. So they go over there. She hustles her husband into the car, and they start heading towards emergency. Well, let me continue this in the next one. Good God! Give me the mic. Mr. Barker, I want to apologize for Mr. Browning's rude behavior. He has no manners. I have manners. It's just that, I got a burp. That is correct. And you, sir, are always correct. Whoa, wow, Mr. Vader, that was quite a compliment. Do not dwell on. All right, let's continue the story, Mr. Browning. God, my hands are shaking so bad. That's weird. Did I do something? I don't know. Well, you know how these stories, they always have some songs that go with them. I am a woman in love, and I'll do anything to get you into my world and hold you within. Oh, I'll do anything too. I think you just gave me a boner. Now, is that the world you were talking about? Because that's what I was thinking about. No? Oh. Oh, you just want to talk. Okay. Do you mind if I... No? Okay. All right, well, looks like we're going to have tea time. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. And this fucking phone keeps trying to turn off, but I won't let it. No, I won't. All right, let's get on with the story, Mr. Browning. Gosh dang it all. Okay. Wife takes him to emergency. He's laying there. He's passed out. He wakes up, and he's on a football field. Yep, you heard that right. There's all these people looking at him. And they're looking at him because he was playing football, and he got hurt real bad. He got hurt in the head, which is what happens when you play football. Now, with hacky sack, that doesn't happen so much. Probably worst condition, you might accidentally kick your own balls, which I've done. And that is a life-defining experience. Yeah. What the fuck are you... Tell the story. So, he's laying there on grass, and he's like, what am I doing on a football field laying here in grass? I was on the couch, and then we took a trip to the emergency, and then now here I'm laying here on grass in a football field, and people are staring at me, and I'm probably having a hallucination because my brain is all fucked up. And they go, hey, you took a hard hit to the head because you were playing football. We've discussed this. And we're gonna take you to emergency. And he was like, but aren't I at emergency? And they're like, what? He goes, I'm at emergency, right? I'm in the emergency. I'm in the hospital. They go, no, you're on a football field. You took a hit to the head. And we're going to take you in. And he goes, but what about, have you told my wife and kids? And they're like, this guy, he's fucking like 18. It's high school football. So he's like, I don't know what fucking life this is or what dream I'm having, but you got to tell my wife and kids. They go, sir, you don't have a wife and kids. You're not married. You don't have a wife and kids that we know of. You're 18 years old. You took a slam to the head on a football field. And he goes, but what about the red lamp? And they're like, what are you... Okay, we're taking you in right now. So they take him to emergency. We don't know exactly what happened with this guy, but basically he thought he had a whole life with a wife and kids when he was out on the football field for a couple minutes. During that couple of minutes, and this is how time works in eternity and stuff like that in heaven, a couple minutes could be years. He thought he was married with kids, made them breakfast, stared at the red lamp, and so on and so forth. He didn't have a job as a foreman. He was just a high school kid playing football and took a lick to the head. Now, what happened with him was he was so devastated because he was like, man, I love my wife and I love my kids. You don't have a wife. You don't have kids. You don't have a job as a foreman. You are a high school athlete. And he had to go to therapy because it fucked him up so bad. Can you imagine? Like, you're like, oh, I miss my family so bad. You don't have that family. That's all made up. God, what a fucking shitty story. That story has a shitty ending, sir, if I may say so. And now Santa is not going to bring you any pussy for Christmas. Not hairy or otherwise. Well, I apologize, Mr. Santa Claus. I kind of like the story. I know it has a bad ending, but don't many stories have bad endings? Life is life, la 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 la. Life is life. La 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 la.